Microsoft recently added agent mode within MS Excel. In this video, let us check if that Excel agent mode is really useful or not. So very quickly, currently I'm in Google homepage, and if I just type excel.new, then I'll be able to open a new blank document. So this is a blank document, it opened. Now you can see one option here, Excel Labs. If I click on it, then you'll be able to see one option, that is agent mode. I'll show you in a bit that how to enable this particular mode, and if I click on open, then you'll be able to see Excel agent mode. Now this is a new feature and currently available only on web version. Currently in the desktop it's not available. I already have a prompt copied. Let me paste it here, and then I click on this button, then it will start working. What am I asking? That for a specific loan amount, what will be the repayment schedule that it will produce for us? Normally, to calculate that, we need to go to different bank sites and we need to check that, right? But here we are checking if it can generate something similar to those calculators. So let it work and let's generate, and then we'll see that how useful it is. Currently you can see it's reasoning, and normally it takes couple of minutes time because it will perform multiple steps before it will produce the end result. Currently you can see it started working on certain things. Some values have been added, but it's still reasoning. And if I click on this particular arrow, you'll be able to see what are the steps it is taking. All those things are happening, but it's still working, and step by step it will do, and then it will produce the result. Now you can see it created that particular schedule. If I come here, you can see loan amount I mentioned, the interest rate, everything, and then it's mentioned what's included, how it was built. So that brief also it mentioned. Also it's shown that what are the assumptions it took under consideration before it produced this particular table. And then it mentions, show some details. I'll come to that later. Here you can see this is the table that in case I'm looking for a loan, how many months it calculated? 240. So I mentioned it as a loan of 20 years. That's why 240 months, and everything is mentioned here. Now let's check. If I change the interest rate, will these values will change? Let's see. So if I type 8% here, yes, everything is changing. And if I also change the tenure, currently it's 20 years, right? If I type 15 years, that's also getting changed. So this is the way you can see how easy it become that using Excel, you will be able to generate this kind of calculator, which was very, very difficult to create manually. Now, if you come here, each of the cell, you will be able to see all those formulas, everything. So you will also be able to understand how it generated and what are the methodologies, what are the calculations, what are the formulas it used. Now, if I come here and if I click on this particular arrow, now you can see all those things it explained. Which specific formula it used, what was the reason, why it's used, so everything. So this is the way you will also be able to learn more on different functionalities of Excel, and also you will be able to create certain things very quickly. So this is one example. Now let's try another thing, and that's our second use case. Now I opened another file, and there I have certain data. Let's see. What can we do with this data? I have opened another data set, and currently we'll work with this particular data set. If I come here, you can see this Excel lab is not available here. So for that, I can do one thing. I can go to add-ins, and there I'll type Excel lab. Then you'll be able to see this particular option, and it will be appearing here. So what I'll do, I'll click on open, and then Excel agent mode again will open. I have another prompt copied, and let me paste it here. What I'm asking here, combine all data from sheet 1, sheet 2 and third tab, right, into a single tab called master. Ensure the process dynamically updates so that any new rows or columns wanted to be added, this should reflect in the master tab. And all those details I mentioned. Now if I click on this particular button, then let's see if it can generate that data or not. What I'm asking, that consolidate all this data in a single sheet, and that particular sheet should be automatically updated in case I add or delete any data from past 3 tabs. Let's see how it works, and then we'll understand that what can we do with that particular data from there onwards. It already created that master tab here, and all these data it included here. Let's see, in the sheet 1 there were 90 rows were there, and sheet 2 another 69, and sheet 3 there were nearly 232, and in the master, let's see that how many are there, 389. So it included all those details. Now you can see that before it consolidated all this data, it changed this particular data to a table. Now what we can do, we need to find out a way to see that if we change any data in any of this tab, will it get changed in the master? So let me do one thing. In sheet 1, the first one, in the unit, if I change it to an exorbitant number, so this is the number I updated. If I come to master, you can see that also got updated here. So this is really working in the way we requested, right? And here also it mentioned this is the plan and how it worked, what are the formulas it used, everything is listed here. Now let's see from this data, what can we do? What I'll do, I'll just undo whatever the changes we did here. Now if I come back to the master data, I have another prompt copied. Let me paste it here. Build a dashboard to help me understand this data, including required visuals. And let's see how it works, because it consolidated all the data, and let's see if it can generate a dashboard out of it, because this is enough data, some 400 rows are there, multiple different type of data. Can it help us to understand it more or not? So let's see how it works. So as a first step, it created one tab called dashboard, and currently it's blank and it's still working and still reasoning, and it's refining different chart setup and other things, and then it will start populating the data in this particular tab. You can see now it started populating. Everything is now getting added one by one. The data and couple of graphs got added. While it's still working, you can see all these details are getting added. Now it is done. It's saying that dashboard created. If I come back here, so you can see this is the dashboard it created with all charts and graphs, everything. But as of now, all these 3 use cases, it worked very well, right? On our first example, it was able to create that payment schedule in a proper way. Second example, it can consolidate the data properly. And in the third example, it also created the dashboard very quickly. Just think about a year back, how difficult it was to work on this kind of data within Excel. Now, after Copilot came, it was able to help us in few of the actions, and it was suggesting something. But this agent mode, it is doing everything end to end, right? It's creating the formula, it is creating the logic, everything. So this is the way it is working. We tried 3 of the use cases and it's worked absolutely fine. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this particular method? In case you encounter any of the error, just try it another time, because a couple of times I also tried and faced some of the issues. So in case you face some of the issues, those are common because this is now newly introduced and Microsoft is still working on this particular tool. But in summary, this is giving us an excellent opportunity to work with Excel very quickly without knowing any of the complex formulas or other methods. You still will be able to generate your desired results using this agent mode. Earlier, I recorded another video covering how can you analyze your Excel data using another generalistic agent application, that is Manas AI. Check out this video if you want to know everything about it.